All right. Well, Alex, I believe that brings us to the waiver wire.
It does. I'm just gonna actually. I'll do my 50% of leagues player first. Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder is the perennial keep him on your bench in a 12-teamer and play him on a 4-game week guy, but has been playing better since Chris Paul got hurt in those 4 games. I think it's 4 games since Chris Paul had the broken thumb, has been out. Crowder is 15 points on 55, 53, 80 shooting. Now those percentages are obviously coming down. 4.5 rebounds. The 3.5 assists is encouraging, touching the ball a little bit more. And 3.0 steals in his 29 minutes a game. That's encouraging from Crowder. Suns have 4 games next week. Again, the shooting percentages will come down, but he is kind of trending up with Chris Paul being out, while someone like Mikal Bridges has been trending down. So that's a little concerning if you have Bridges on your roster. But again, Crowder almost all season has been an option for you to have on your bench in 12 to 14 team leagues. And so he's a little elevated right now.
The scenario is ideal to add him now, right? For all the reasons Alex laid out. And then also, I mean, you should consider with any of these Suns players who you're evaluating as waiver wire options for the upcoming week. Keep in mind that 2 of the past 4 games have essentially been blowouts, and Crowder, Ayton's not going to be available in many leagues, but maybe if you're in a very shallow league, he is. Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges. I am not discounting his production too much over the past 4 games because 2 of those have been blowouts, and guys like Crowder and Bridges played less minutes in 2 of those 4 games purely because of game flow. Those guys, if they're playing, if it's a competitive game, they're going to be seeing 35 minutes per, and their production is going to go up beyond what we've seen even the past 4 games.
And we should point out just over half the teams have 4 games next week. Just less than half have 3. There are no weird anomalies, no 5-game teams, no 2-game teams. Everyone's 4 or 3.
Busy week ahead. Ken, who is your 50% of leagues player?
I'm going to go back to the well, a name we've talked about in earlier shows, but Reggie Bullock is starting again for your Dallas Mavericks, only rostered in 24% of Yahoo leagues. The Mavs also have 4 games next week. He was hot, then he missed 2 games due to a hip issue, which I think is what's really affected his roster percentage. But he's back in the starting lineup. He's seeing 36 minutes a game over the last 9 games he's played in which he's posted almost 14 points, 4 rebounds, 1.3 stocks. He does play defense, and a whopping 3.7 3-pointers a game in those last 9. Gets a lot of catch and shoots from Luka. Reggie Bullock, I like to stream next week.
100% with you. He's a 3-point guy. Luka's getting him open looks. He's playing a ton of minutes. I think it's to me, that's just very straightforward ad. Surprised it's only 24% roster.
I think the hip thing got dropped. People probably expected a longer than 2-game absence.
Yeah.
With that said, Shannon.
Okay. Campaign for the Suns. He's back now. I know we talked about him last week, but he's 45% owned in Yahoo, 8% owned on ESPN. With Chris Paul out, with Devin Booker currently out, probably returning somewhat soon, Campaign is a good option to consider. He dished out 8 assists in his return, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Only played 20 minutes, but one of the more encouraging aspects is he actually started. Monty Williams is said before the game, Cam would play in 5-minute bursts. That's going to be uncapped eventually, probably in the very near future. Looked really good in that start, but just the fact alone that he started in that first game is highly encouraging. Booker was out. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to start Booker at point guard once he returns, or if it's going to be a more traditional lineup where Booker's back at the 2 and Cameron Payne is playing the point guard. There's a legit chance for it, but I think in most 12-team leagues and even some deeper 10-team leagues, he's worth an immediate pickup.
Everyone and their mom would have picked up Cameron Payne when Chris Paul got hurt, but Payne had his own wrist issue, and that kind of bought him some time on the waiver wire, if you will. He's 45% rostered on Yahoo right now. Love the Cameron Payne pickup. I've added him in a few squads.
Yeah, he's in a great spot. My 25% of leagues pickup Markelle Fultz, who we talked about earlier. 26% rostered in Yahoo, so I'm cheating by 1%. 31 total minutes he's played, 21 points on 13 shots. Shannon mentioned the absurd shooting percentage. He has not made a three, and I don't think he's taken a three either. 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. At this point, I think we do kind of know who Markelle Fultz is. I don't know what the jump shot situation will end up being. That part of his game is obviously still up in the air, but we've seen him post near triple doubles before. He's a great passer, a fantastic athlete. So I think there is a good chance for here. If he can creep up to 30 minutes a game, I think he'll be must roster. If he's 30 minutes a game, I have a hard time believing that he won't be must roster. The back-to-back thing is important. So keep that in mind when you pick him up. If you see him on a 3-game week, make sure it's not back-to-back.
Well, and especially interesting, I think, in leagues with daily moves, so that when they do load management him, you can go another way.
Exactly. Ken, who's your long shot?
My long shot, and I debated whether he should be my regular or long shot, Isaiah Roby of your OKC Thunder, rostered in only 21% of Yahoo leagues. Over the last 7 games, he's had 6 starts and averaged 12 points, 6.5 rebounds, and an eye-popping 2.7 steals and blocks per contest. Put up a career-high 26 points in Wednesday win over the Nuggets. Also qualifies at center, though the Thunder only have 3 games next week. But I love Roby as a bench ad. And hey, who knows every night who's going to sit for the Thunder, who's going to get big minutes. They're obviously in full tank mode. Let's see if this scoring one for Roby can continue.
Yeah, good pick, Ken. Roby was one of the first guys I looked at that I was going to discuss for today's waiver wire. I love it. I think he's well worth a look. I've been a fan of his. Drafted him in far too many best ball leagues. Aside from Roby, Poku as well. Poku entered the starting lineup for the Thunder in their most recent game and had a decent outing. 11 rebounds, 9 points, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. It's good to see OKC, kick Derek Favors to the curb and actually run out some of their young guys to evaluate the talent that they do have that has potential for their long-term outlook as an organization. So I'm all about picking up Roby or Poku if they're available in your leagues.
We need RotoWire's own DJ Trainer from OKC to take Poku to one of those all-you-can-eat buffets they got down there and just on a regular basis, just load him up.
And that's my long shot pickup of the week. It is Poku. Poku Sevsky, for anyone not in the know. He started. I believe that was his first start of the season. And my guess is they will give him more of a look. We'll have to see once Josh Giddey gets back. SGA is back now. They're probably going to settle on a new starting lineup settle on a somewhat consistent starting lineup for the stretch run. The race to get the most lottery balls. We'll see. But I do like Poku. If Poku's not your cup of tea, then Drew Eubanks with the Portland Trailblazers. He started 3 games in a row for the Trailblazers, and he will be returning for another 10-day contract. So at the very least, he is a option to consider streaming for 1 week until it's determined if he sticks around longer than those second 10 days.
Ken, do you want to guess how many free throw attempts the 7'1", 190 Alexei Pokusevsky has taken this season?
This season, 25.
Sorry, that was too high. 19 free throw attempts this season for Alexei Pokusevsky, who has played 789 minutes of professional basketball.
Needs more meat on those bones.
Yeah, getting no love from the refs.
He's got to be the lightest weight per inch guy in the NBA right now.
Yes, he looks like he's made of bird bones, and every time someone tries to foul him, they miss because he's so thin.
It's a ghost.
That's why.
Yeah. For those doing the math at home, that is 0.9 free throw attempts per 36 minutes.
Per 36. Terrible.
Yeah, per 36. Ken, who's your dull suggestion?
We'll end with my dull suggestion. Monte Morris. The Nuggets have 4 games next week, and Morris is still the starting point guard of your Denver Nuggets. I know there's all those Jamal Murray rumors. Murray's doing those nice New Balance TV ads, but it's Morris's job, and he's still going to get big minutes off the bench on a Nuggets squad that lacks depth. So anyway, 4 games next week. If you need your typical point guard, assist, steal, 3-point stats for 1 week, plug and play Monte Morris.
Try RotoWire today, free for 10 days. Get our premium tools, rankings, analysis, and breaking news alerts. No credit card required. Go to rotowire.com/try.